Hey guys, it's Damien again. I got a new video. I have not been doing any videos lately. I do apologize just because we have been unbelievably busy. I'm here in our shop. I look like I haven't slept, but I do have a really quick video that I want to do about FBA. Just something a little more involved, in depth about FBA, and also a couple of tips. If you've noticed my last video on FBA, I went over some labeling on how to properly package and label a shipment. Specifically the individual item, not necessarily the shipping part of it. I will do a video on that as far as how to pack the box and all that good stuff. This video, I wanted to talk really quick. If you are contemplating the idea of doing FBA and you make a product, specifically food products, of course, as you know, I deal with food, snacks and candies and such. But if you're trying to figure out if you make stuff and you want to sell it locally, if you're looking to go into retailers like maybe a Whole Foods or Fresh Markets or Sprouts or something like that, or even a local grocery chain, and you're kind of figuring out and wondering, you know what, should I do that first? Or should I do like an FBA, or should I start selling online? I've already been through that. I've already done that, and I've had foods in grocery chains. I've had them in markets. We actually were at Fresh Market and several other retailers here in Atlanta. So here's what I would recommend. If you want to try it, if you haven't gone the route yet, you haven't dealt directly with a buyer from a retail chain, I've experienced that and I've gone through that. I would recommend you to not do that. If you can go the route of FBA, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. If you can think of this for just a moment and understand how retailers work. When I approached retailers, I pretty much had to kind of cold call them, pick up the phone and just start talking to buyers. When I spoke to the buyers, they kind of outlined for me exactly what's expected from a manufacturer or a producer of a food product. Every store, every food chain has its own different criteria and things that you need to do in order for you to be eligible to sell in their stores. And what they'll do is what's called a preliminary rollout. It's a trial period. It's a small period of normally about 3 months from what I've dealt with and experienced. 3 months time frame that's going to give you an opportunity to be in like maybe 5 or 6 stores locally. And then what happens is if it goes over very well, if it goes over well, what they'll do is they'll do a regional rollout. And then they'll give you like 12 stores within like 3 states, let's say, or maybe 2 states with about 10, 15 stores. And then from there, if it goes over well, then that's about 6 months to a year in their system. They're going to roll out your product company-wide. And then you have to start producing it on much, much, much bigger volume. But if you're making it by hand, you're doing small batches of food products, mass producing stuff, it's not going to be cost effective. It's going to be cost prohibitive because the amount of what they're going to purchase your product for and the amount of your physical labor, putting things together, boxing them, making sure they're labeled properly, delivery, you have to remember that you have to deliver them to the store. When I was working with Fresh Market locally here, my wife and I actually had to do demos. We had to go to the stores, open up a table, give out samples, which also cost money. You had to bring bags that you wanted to sell. Then you have to get it off the shelf. Also, if you've not brought enough and you're selling it out on your demo, you got to get it to the shelf. You have to sell it. You got to kind of promote it. You got to be out there with the public at the stores. We were actually demoing product at 6 stores, so it became very time consuming, and it was not making sense for our bottom line, to be honest with you, because I would sell 15, 20 bags during a demo. And to be honest with you, it wasn't enough money, wasn't enough exposure. Most importantly, between making a profit, you want to expose your product. If you're trying to grow your brand, you obviously want to grow your brand. You don't want 10 people to have, you're going to spend 2 or 3 hours at a local store and you've got 10 or 15 people coming by and sampling it and buying a couple bags. After I experienced that, then I realized, you know what? FBA is the way to go. So now think of it this way. Think of a scenario like this. Think of Amazon as a retailer. Obviously, it's an online retailer, but think of it as a store that has millions and millions of customers every single day coming through the front door, which in virtual, reality, of course, that's online, and they're coming through your store online. When you're dealing with the local store, a brick and mortar, it's like down the street on the corner. what is it? What does the average grocery store get? Maybe 5 to 10,000 people, maybe 7,000 people a day coming through there, but not all of them are interested in your product. Now, if you put the time, effort, and energy, your resources, your money, making a product, labeling a product, and all of that good stuff, and then you send it to FBA, and Amazon is basically open up to millions upon millions upon millions of customers every single day. Now you realize the amount of time you've spent creating your product, bagging it, putting it, canning it, whatever it may be, putting it in a box and shipping it to FBA, and then you're going to end up selling it in front of millions of people, millions of customers. It makes much more sense to spend the time, effort, and energy doing that than it would be to set up a table at a local store. You're going to cross your fingers because you're going to hope that you get 100 people to walk by your table. All in all, I'm going to give you my best opinion. My advice would be to not go local when it comes to that, but open yourself. If you're a business, obviously, and you're making food products and you're a local producer of product, you can get onto FBA and you can get your products in the hands of Amazon. And then, of course, it's going to be in front of the eyes of millions of customers. It's a way, way better way to spend your time and your money. And the return on it's going to be ridiculous. The markups, the margins on Amazon, I can't begin to tell you. I don't really like to talk about numbers in my own business. It's just a thing that I don't do. But I can tell you that we're successful doing what we're doing. And I do these videos so I can help people like you understand the goods and the bads, the pros and the cons, and kind of decipher what would be best. This has taken me nearly 10 years to have this experience to do what I do now. And we're at a point where we're doing very, very, very good. Again, it's not a get-rich scheme. I'm not going to throw some crazy numbers at you that overnight you're going to be doing $1 million in FBA. If that happens, well, you're one in a billion. But if you want to grow a business and you have a brand and you are small, I don't care if you're selling pickles or if you're selling sauerkraut in a bag. You can put it on Amazon and you can seriously make a ton of money and you can sell a lot of product. Now, I do have a handful of videos that I mentioned before I'm going to do. I'm in my fourth quarter right now. It's very busy. I haven't had enough time to even breathe, let alone sleep or even make videos. But I'm taking a break here and I'm at my desk. I thought I would give you a little advice super quick. So if you're contemplating, again, if you want to sell your product locally, that's good. If you're wanting to sell, put a lot of time and effort into it and you're going to get rid of a few dozen products, I would recommend you put the time and effort into finding out more about FBA, watch my videos, check out what I have. If you have questions, ask me. And again, I do the consulting. I've had numerous customers come to me off of YouTube to do a couple hours consulting, even if it's 2 hours, just to get to talk to me one-on-one. I can kind of coach you through it, walk you through it. Any questions you may have, if I can't answer them, I can surely give you a resource that can find out for you. But I'm pretty confident that I can pretty much help you get the gist of what Amazon can do for you. And like I said, we're on Etsy, eBay, Amazon, thebrittlebox.com. And we do a lot of wholesale as well. And we've been doing, we do corporate events. So we have a lot of different streams of revenue coming through. And again, when it comes down to the best of the best, you may want to invest your time into FBA and do it on Amazon. If you're brand new to this and you're kind of hesitant, you're not sure yet, maybe you haven't started, take a look at some of my videos. I started small. I started with, I think it was about 7 or 10 items. Right now on Amazon, I have active 615 products, and we have about 30 items in FBA, and that's going to grow this year. I have plans to roll out nearly 100, between 100 to 200 items more that we will be sending, and it's all food-based, candies, snacks, treats, sprinkles, all kinds of stuff. So again, take the time, do it. I would recommend FBA. And if you want to, there are a lot of other avenues with FBA, or not with FBA, with Amazon. Their vendor program, which I think I did a video about that. I'm not sure if I did or not. But you can actually become a vendor and sell your product to Amazon, and Amazon will turn around and sell your product on behalf of for themselves. If you ever go to Amazon, you see a product that says ships from and sold by Amazon. A lot of products that local small producers of food products can actually get your product in their hands, and they market it for you and they sell it. And they'll actually put a purchase order in and say, look, you know what? You make beef jerky, great. Give me 500 bags of beef jerky. They'll put a purchase order. They'll pay you. That's the beautiful thing. They pay you and it's done. The product is in their hands. It's up to them to sell it. So that's another great thing to think about. I'll do some videos on the vendor program. And like I said, my brand has grown considerably. Our website is getting traffic unlike it's never seen before. And this didn't happen overnight. Like I said, I don't give you videos that are going to be some get-rich scheme. That's a bunch of baloney. If you want to grow a business, you started from nothing, you can do that. My videos are here for that reason. I started very small, and this has been day in and day out for the past nearly 10 years. 7 years online, 6 or 7 years we've been now, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So I hope this video helps. Do think about what I said. If you've got